Hi everyone, welcome to another episode on how to make a casual shoe. I remain your aspiring footwear professor Peter Shalom Gibi, and today we'll be going into the segment of cutting. Before cutting our material, what do we look at? The kind of material you are using is very important to know. We have the material which we'll be using on this very project. We have the lining material and we have the reinforcement as well. Every material is very important in every shoe you're making. If you've not subscribed to this channel, make sure you've clicked on the subscription button, and also don't forget to click on the notification button to keep you updated on our content. On our previous class, we were able to have 3 different patterns, which includes the net pattern, the working pattern, and the lining patterns. The net pattern is a pattern that will be used for reinforcement. That's basically most material that are light in nature, they're not strong, they need a reinforcement or a material that will make them stronger. So that is what we call the net pattern. In this very project, the reinforcement material we're using is a fabric. That's a fabric who don't have any direction, it does not have a stretch, it does not have a tight. It's just rather it has a tight rather. It's not stretchy in nature. So we're using that to reinforce our material. I'll be using a synthetic Gucci material. That's a Gucci printed material. For this very project, it's a simple casual shoe for the sake of demonstration, and the reason why I'm using that is just a kind of prototyping, because whenever you make your pattern, you have to do what we call prototype. A prototype is to test your pattern and know how well your pattern is. And something very important you need to note when tracing your pattern is you check the stretch and the tight of your material. What is the purpose of stretch and tight? The purpose of the stretch is to see that stretchy parts to avoid, because your direction of where you place your material is important. Okay, so you trace your material from the front part to from the back part to the front part on the tight position. That it should be tight facing the front part. Reason being that when lasting, you pull your last. So if you pull, it will not be able to stretch and increase the size of your material. When it increases the size, your patterns, your shoe rather, will not position properly. So the tight will help you when you pull towards the fore part, it will stay in at least an adequate position, a position that is good enough. But when it's stretchy at the front part, it overpulls itself. So that's the essence, because the material is elastic in nature towards that direction. But when it's on the tight, it will not be elastic. So also it is with the lining pattern. So we're tracing the lining pattern now as well. Then we continue with the process. Earlier we actually trace on using the working patterns with the allowances needed. That's a 5mm allowances all added on the working pattern. So these are the different kind of patterns. Simultaneously we'll be making 2 kind. This very one here is the one that has the reinforced material, while the second one we'll be making is the one that does not need a reinforced material. So there are times where you need your net pattern to be used, and there are times when you need only your working pattern to be used. So I'll be making 2 kind of shoes. The black one here is for the material that needs reinforcement because of its thickness in nature, and the brown one, which I'll be cutting any moment from now, also will be for the material that is not reinforced. So just note that we have 2 kind of materials. The brown one will only comprise of the upper and the lining, while The black one comprises of the upper, reinforcement and lining material. Somehow we mistakenly lost the video while cutting this very brown material, but invariably it's the same process of tracing on the tight and the stretch. Then we cut our material for the brown. Now we're cutting all the materials for the shoe that we have on hand. This is the reinforcement. Now he's cutting the upper part material as well. Everything is cut on exact position of the patterns that has been traced out with all the allowances needed for that. So having cut all the material, we're going to move into the next process, which is the closing and assembling. What do we do in the closing and assembling? This is where we skive material when they are thick. We do some folding, we connect the reinforced materials, among other things that we do. So in this very one here, we're going to add the reinforced material onto the upper material. The purpose, as we have said earlier, is to increase the thickness of the material. The upper material is very light in nature. It needs something to reinforce it. That is the purpose. So now it's time to reinforce it. We rub our adhesive on the upper and we connect them together. We were supposed to do some little skiving, but the material is very light. It does not even need to be skived. Okay, skiving is very, very important, but it does not need to be skived to reduce the thickness on the edges where we want to fold. So we'll just add the reinforced material and fold it over the material. So this is time for us to rub adhesive and add it to the material. In your adhesive application, you make sure your adhesive is not a kind of too much in such a way that it will pour on your material. All you try to do is to make sure it's smooth in nature and well balanced, so that when you place it sticks properly on your upper. In attaching, you remember that there are some space which were added and there are space which were not added. The reinforcement is carrying the pattern that does not have any allowance added. So note that when attaching, you will discover that there should be that space, that allowance that will be given. If not, I know sometimes the reinforcement could stretch as a result of cutting among other, but just make sure that those space were being provided. Like for the folding allowance, you check and make sure it's available, where you just fold it on top the reinforced material. So you make sure it's smooth and perfectly placed. Okay, so I've done mine and it's perfectly okay, which with the allowances all available. Go into the second one and do the same before we now move into the stitching aspect of it, the aspect of closing them together with the use of stitching machine. Remember, the closing room is one of the largest room in the shoemaking industry because it has a lot of activities that are being carried out there. It's not all about stitching. Is where you stitch, you join the components with the use of adhesive, you go back again to stitch, you stitch some little components, you continue on and on. Eyeletting, among others. Skiving is also part of the closing room. It's the largest room in the footwear industry. This is the room where labor is very, very much intensive compared to the other room, especially if you check the closing room. And the cutting room is just for you to cut the upper components and the components of the pattern rather that you've provided. You cut everything there. That is just what is done in the cutting room. Just cut and cut. But the closing room is where you do a lot and you keep on doing a lot of activity. So when you as a business person, if you are going into large production, you have to look into the closing room, which is the most important. Even unskilled labor are also employed in such kind of room, where there are more of assistants among others. But the key persons could be those that do the closing, the stitching, and those that do the skiving using the machine, while some could be there to help rubbing adhesive among others. That is all about the closing room. The activities carried out there are so much. So far we're done with the reinforcing of the upper. With the upper, at least it's not having enough thickness. We're now going to the lining straight up. We connect the lining with the use of adhesive. Also, sometimes you don't necessarily have to connect your lining with adhesive, but we'll have to skive and make sure it is even in nature. The purpose of the skiving is to make the material even, not chopping the material. If you can see, we're skiving to reduce the thickness, not chopping it off complete. It's a sloopy kind of a cut that goes down and becomes even at the edge of the material. So doing will make the material even. Then we'll now attach with the counterpart of the lining. Mind you, we have not yet stitched it. It's still a process that we are working on. We're also going to skive the second part, which is a brown material. We'll skive it for the purpose of folding. Okay, that is the brown, which we're not going to be using a reinforced material because it has a good thickness and a good combination of material that it can take. So we'll also skive that one as well as we continue the process. Now we're placing our counter on our lining. Remember, you have some spaces that you've perforated. Those openings that you have is showing you where your lines are, and they are perfect, so you can place them perfectly on the edge. Now we're folding our back strap. I gave some allowances as well for the back strap. Some you can cut your back strap plain on the raw edge. That's just like the net pattern. You can also increase an allowance for folding when you're not dealing with large production. So we'll fold our back strap and we're ready to stitch this very black upper. Now let's go into the brown upper and do some little skiving as well, and application of adhesive to the material. I already skived this very one. I actually lost this very video when I was shooting it. Immediately after shooting it, I actually lost the video, which I didn't notice on time. So unfortunately, it's quite unfortunate actually, but at least we already have a process of doing that. We understand what we did that on this very segment. So we skive, we reduce the thickness from all angles. We did the same for the lining, that's for the brown lining as well. We did the same for the upper. There's nothing new, nothing different. The only difference between this brown one and the black one is that the upper we skive the material, so also this back strap we skived it before folding it with the use of our knife. Okay, there are different ways of skiving. You can use your skiving machine, but based on this very project I use my knife because we are learning how to make with our hands, so it's very, very important. It's now time for us to go now and start the stitching aspect of joining the components together, assembling the components together. So This is how far we can go for today. See you next time as we continue with the closing and assembling process.